Nearly 5 weeks after his shocking demise, Hulk Hogan's remains are still resting in peace, awaiting cremation, as Daily Mail can exclusively disclose. In the midst of shocking conspiracy theories regarding his last hours, his estranged daughter Brooke made a moving visit to see the wrestling star resting on Tuesday. The 37-year-old attended a private viewing at a funeral home in Clearwater, Florida, on Tuesday with her spouse, retired NHL player Steve Alexi. According to exclusive Daily Mail images, Brooke, who was separated from her father when he passed away last month, appeared solemn as she left the facility with a memorial brochure that had his real name, Terry Bollea. Hogan's heartbroken widow Sky Daly, who was there at the WWE star's $8 million waterfront mansion on July 24 when he passed out from a heart attack, said her husband's body is still resting, despite previous claims to the contrary. "No," she answered the Daily Mail forcefully when asked if her husband had been cremated yet. In order to assist answer questions, Daly reportedly had a private autopsy conducted on the former WWE star. However, the results have not been made public. "I naturally said yes when Brooke asked if she could come see her father," Daly added. Daily Mail was informed by sources in addition to paying her respects and saying goodbye to her father, Brooke insisted on going to see him in person to make sure he had undergone an autopsy and that no cremation had occurred. She looked teary-eyed as she embraced a man outside her sweatpants and slouchy top before heading out for a meeting with her lawyers and then detectives. It comes after the singer publicly rekindled the debate about Hogan's last hours by calling for access to 911 tapes and police body cam evidence that she says might change the narrative of his untimely death. She seems committed to maintaining the momentum, too. She and Alexi visited detectives at Clearwater Police Headquarters after seeing her father and visiting her lawyer. According to our source, she waited for 2 hours to get as much information about the investigation as she could from them. Sky added gasoline to the fire by claiming that her late husband might have been the victim of medical misconduct at the time of his death, which coincided with Brooke's online outburst last week. Daly told TMZ that during recent surgery, his phrenic nerve, which regulates breathing, was compromised. The most outspoken advocate for additional answers, however, has been Brooke, who has been distant from Hogan for a long time and requested to be written out of his will in 2023. Acute myocardial infarction, or heart attack, was the cause of Hogan's natural death, according to the medical examiner's certificate that Daily Mail was able to get. He also had a history of atrial fibrillation and leukemia, according to the report. Fact: I've 100% gotten legit calls from professionals, from police officials to nurses who were supposedly with my dad on the day of his death telling me I need to see body cam footage and I need to get a hold of the 911 tapes because they supposedly contain information that could potentially shed enough light to change the narrative everyone's been hearing. Brooke wrote on Instagram last week in an attempt to refute the findings. Even now, those same specialists are still getting in touch with me and encouraging me to discover specific answers because they are so enthusiastic about what they saw. They feel so driven to do the right thing that they are literally risking their careers. The short of it is, it's all up to my dad's wife and I have zero power, she claimed, revealing her connection with Hogan's third wife, Sky. Even as his daughter, I am powerless, have no say in matters pertaining to my father, and am at a loss for what to do. I've been informed that those are the rules. I do not have any information on whether or when he is being cremated, she complained in another outburst. It might have been tomorrow or shortly after his death. I'm not sure. My brother has informed me that an autopsy will be performed. I have no idea who will conduct the autopsy. Out of respect for my father, I will keep any information I learn from an autopsy, if one is performed, private, whether I believe it or not. I'm not sure if the officials that got in touch with me on what they saw told the medical examiner's office about it. And I'm not sure why it wasn't taken into account if they did. The Freedom of Information Act does not provide access to all 911 dispatch calls or body cam footage. Everything is under lockdown. I have no idea why. I have to believe that my brother is making every effort to obtain answers, she added. Answers would be wonderful in the end, but none of them will bring my dad back. My hands are tied, too. The occupational therapist who was present at the Hogan mansion when Johnny stopped breathing is the source of Widow Sky's concerns. A surgeon severed Hogan's phrenic nerve during a recent medical procedure, the unnamed witness allegedly informed authorities. According to TMZ, police at the scene reportedly talked about the apparent disclosure in body cam footage. According to the publication, Hulk merely stopped breathing when he was thought to have suffered a heart arrest at home rather than clenching his chest. 90 minutes after paramedics arrived at Hogan's mansion, he was pronounced dead in the hospital. Sky has acknowledged that an autopsy was performed, but she has not disclosed the findings. As previously stated, there are no signs of foul play or anything suspicious about the death, Clearwater police have said in an effort to dispel any wild speculation over the star's last moments. The New York Post was informed by the department that they are still looking into the matter and have been in communication with family members, including his son Nick and daughter Brooke. Bubba the SpongeBob, whose real name is Tom Allen Clem, is a podcaster and radio personality who has also been fueling the dispute. He demanded on Tuesday that Eric Gandy, the chief of Clearwater Police, be dismissed for his treatment of the dead when this all shakes out. "Do you have any footage of the home?" he inquired on his show. "I am aware that there is a surveillance system in the house. Did you go ahead and keep that? Or has this system re-recorded over itself and isn't accessible now that we're how many weeks away?" Additionally, he insisted on knowing, did you enter right away and turn it into a crime scene? Or at least a scene for an investigation? Did you collect every pill bottle and did you have footage of the event and the night before? Use more than just the police body cam. Who gave Hogan his prescriptions on the day of the event or the night before? "You've done none of it," he claimed. "No, you don't have to do one on this one," the police department informed the medical examiner. An old man's heart attack claimed his life. He had leukemia and a fib in the past. There is nothing to see here.